What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Back out here on the water today, and it is absolutely beautiful. It is a little bit warm, but we have a really nice breeze blowing, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun today. We're gonna do a spinnerbait versus a chatterbait challenge. And what I've done is I came up the lake here, came to a little pocket, and I'm hoping there's going to be right many fish in here so we can compare the two lures and see which one will catch more fish. We have 77-degree water temps. It's about 85-degree air temps right now. We're right here in the 1st of September, so these fish should be schooling up on shad and biting. I think this breeze is definitely going to help the bite a little bit, and it's perfect conditions to be throwing these two lures. So as I throw them, I'm going to be talking a little bit about when I throw these, why I like them, and what situations I think they're better in. So let's go ahead and get to fishing, and let's see which one is better, the spinnerbait or the chatterbait. Let's find out. All right, y'all, so I'm going to go over these two lures really quick. In my left hand, I have the chatterbait. This is a Strike King Thunder Cricket. In my right hand, I have a Strike King Finesse 3/8 ounce spinnerbait. Both of these are 3/8 ounce. Both are chartreuse and white, and both have a gold blade on them. The spinnerbait does have a bigger silver blade, but I like gold. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with the spinnerbait. Both of these are on 5:6:1 gear ratio reels. Got my Lose reels. One is a speed spool. This is a tournament MP. I have both of these rigged up on 15-pound test P-Line C21 copolymer. So we have a lot of similarities. I'm trying to keep everything basically, you know, level playing field as far as the lures go. But I'm going to start right here on this point. We're going to work our way back in, and like I said, every 10 minutes I'm going to swap lures, and we only are going to fish for 1 hour. So these lures better catch them, because if not, it's going to be tough. But we're going to start off right here. It's 2:33. So 2:33 we just started, and I'm going to tell y'all, you know, right now I'm throwing the spinnerbait, and a spinnerbait is a very traditional fall lure. A lot of people love spinnerbaits in the fall. I love a spinnerbait in the fall, and it's a perfect imitation of a shad. You know, you have those blades rotating, you have a lot of shine, a lot of vibration, and it just has the profile of a shad. In lakes and rivers and all over the, you know, basically all over the country, fish are feeding up for the winter. And a spinnerbait is just one of those baits that traditionally catches a lot of fish this time of year. The chatterbait does as well, but the spinnerbait is really good if you're throwing around weeds, you know, like this shoreline grass. We're throwing around, oh, we got a fish right there. We got a fish right there. All right, on the spinnerbait already. Man, that's a nice fish. Look at that nice largie. Nice largemouth right there. Absolutely beautiful. That did not take long. Look how pretty that fish is. Man, it's probably kind of dark on that back camera right there because the sun is to our back, but what a beautiful fish. One for the spinnerbait. We haven't been fishing no time. Oh man, that is absolutely awesome. Check that dude out. All right, we're gonna let him go. Nice largemouth. He was right here on the corner of this this dock right here, the dock in this grass, and that just goes to show you right there, spinnerbait will absolutely get them. So what I was getting to say, I'm pretty sure what I was getting to say as far as the spinnerbait goes is the spinnerbait, to me, when I'm throwing around weeds and when I'm throwing around wood, it tends to perform a little bit better. You know, just a lot of times a chatterbait will roll and get hung, and if you throw up there in the edge of those weeds, it'll get hung up a little bit easier. But a spinnerbait seems to navigate through that stuff a little bit better. A little bit better. So that's why I like a spinnerbait, like especially in a river, if I'm throwing around a lot of like laydowns and stuff, it definitely tends to come through it a lot better. And like I said, up against the edge of this weed line, it definitely does really good too. I throw a chatterbait a lot along the edge of this grass as well, but 100% I like throwing the good old spinnerbait up there, and that spinnerbait just showed us that it will catch us a fish. And that was a beautiful largemouth right off the bat. Man, that was awesome. All right, let's keep throwing this thing and see if we can get some more fish on it. But it has definitely set the bar high with getting bit very, very, very quick. That was a good bite. Just going along the edge of this weed line, hoping to pick one up. See if we got another one up here around this corner of this. See, that spinnerbait just slid right through there. The only thing, you know, around docks is a chatterbait. You can skip a chatterbait. A spinnerbait, you kind of just got to get it under there as far as you can. It definitely does not skip at all. It makes a bunch of commotion if you try to skip it. But you can definitely fish it effectively around docks, just like I'm throwing it up under there now. We're going to get over here to the side, and I'm going to throw it up under there as far as I can. And we're going to slide it up under there, bring it right by these dock posts. But yeah, that was a really good bite right off the jump on that spinnerbait. I'll bring one right here by the back of these pontoons. All right, chatterbait time. Got our line right around there. All right, let's pick up that chatterbait. Like I said, same deal here. Same line poundage, same weight and everything, 3/8 ounce. Just a different vibration. And you know, I really like throwing a chatterbait in the fall as well, especially when I'm in a lake like this. It, you know, where I don't have to worry about a lot of stumps and wood getting hung and all. Chatterbait just really works good. And something else, it tends to get a little bit deeper on a normal retrieve than a spinnerbait. A spinnerbait stays a little bit higher in the water column just because the blades give it lift. The chatterbait does tend to get a little bit deeper in the water column. So that's one thing that I really like about the chatterbait as well. And it just gives a different vibration. You know, they're both very similar. They both have skirts. They both have, you know, a lead or a tungsten head on them. And they look similar, but, you know, of course, the spinnerbait has a, like a safety pin shaped wire that the blades are hooked to. And the chatterbait has a blade that is affixed to the head that vibrates. It catches water and it vibrates back and forth like this right here. So it really creates a lot of vibration under the water, and it's a different sound profile, a different look, even though they look similar, a different look, a different vibration, and the fish just, they like it. They really key in on it, and you can catch a lot of fish on a chatterbait, or a vibrating jig as a lot of people call it, but I very generically call it a chatterbait. So let's see if we can pick one up on this. You know, that spinnerbait really jumped out in front quick and got bit really quick. So let's see if the chatterbait can pull one. I think this is a good little test, you know, swapping them every 5 minutes, that we're kind of in the same area. And of course, some of these fish, you know, a lot of times would bite a spinnerbait while you're throwing a chatterbait. You know, they'll bite different things. They're not just completely keyed in on one single thing. So a lot of times you could actually be throwing one of the other, but it's been a lot of days where I've seen it where you had to be throwing a specific one to get bit. So let's keep working along and see if we can get bit on the old chatterbait. All right, we got about 2 minutes left with the chatterbait. Then we're going to pick the spinnerbait up. We're getting back here in the back of this pocket now. You know, I don't know if the fish might be, you know, I haven't looked out in the middle any, but I'm not sure if the fish are out here in the middle or if, you know, maybe the fish are more towards the mouth. I'm not 100% sure. Just threw right down the corner of that riprap right there. I definitely would think there should be one there. There's some bait back here. There's a lot of bait back here, so there's definitely some fish back here. But after this cast, we have got to pick the old spinnerbait up. Yep, it is time for the spinnerbait. All right, so let's pick the spinnerbait up and go back to work with that. I'm pretty sure I got one bite on that chatterbait. I'm pretty sure. Wasn't like a crazy hard bite, but I'm pretty sure that it was a bite. Pretty sure. So we're gonna work back here with the spinnerbait. And what we might do is we might spend a little bit of time in the middle of this pocket if I see some fish out in the middle, and I might throw the spinnerbait and the chatterbait at them, you know, in their allotted time slots, and just see if maybe some of those fish that are keyed on shad, maybe kind of see which lure makes those fish bite, if any lure at all. Because a lot of times when these fish get really keyed in on shad, they can be super tough to catch. Super tough to catch. All right, chatterbait time. I feel like this back dock right here should definitely have a fish on it. I mean, 100%. I don't know if the fish are pushed, you know, quite this far back, but I would definitely think there would be a couple. Oh, dang it. Missed him. That was 100% a bite. So now I believe the 2 bites that I've gotten on the chatterbait I've missed. So either they were small or they just didn't eat it very good. I'm gonna work this thing right down this side right here. Yeah, that was 100% a bite all day. They don't feel like big fish, you know, but there's one. There's one. What is this? A raccoon perch. Well, I'd be dang. Okay. Well, there's one for the chatterbait. Not what we're after. I wonder if that's what's biting it every doggone cast. There's a bunch of raccoon perch back here. I call them raccoon perch. I know they're a yellow perch, but I just got smoked again. Oh my goodness. There might be a wad of them back here. They're biting it like when I'm stopping it. Man, they're smoking this thing. You know, and something else that I should definitely mention too is, you know, we're right here in the hot part of the day. It's 3:13. Oh, golly, that was a nice bass behind it. Oh my goodness, y'all. That was like a 3-pounder. Oh my goodness. I'm not even playing. That, oh my goodness, that's not cool at all. Dang it, that was a dang good one. I mean, I looked down and he was just behind it, like right behind it. Golly, that was a nice one. All right, y'all, so last cast here with the Chatterbait. Got some bites on it from some yellow perch, possibly some small spotted bass, but we're working up this side now, which is definitely a lot shallower than the other side. So I may have to back off a little bit because this side right here is a lot shallow. I'm hoping it definitely deepens up some as we get further towards the mouth, because this is pretty dang shallow. It's like 3 foot. I would definitely prefer for it to be a little bit deeper than that. I think it's going to deepen up as we get further out towards the mouth of this little creek arm right here. But there's some fish starting to come up out here in the middle. I don't know, I got something going on with my blades here. Yep, there we go. Got a little piece of grass on it, but yeah, there's some fish starting to come up out here in the middle, and I'm almost wondering if I need to make some there's a fish. Oh, that was a turtle. Never mind. Dang, turtle. I thought a fish was pushing bait up here in front of me. I was about to get excited. Keep working up this side right here. It looks like it's getting a little bit more depth to it. Might be actually not doing myself any good. Oh, there we go on the spinnerbait. A nice one. Nice one. Nice spot. Nice spotted bass. Get in here. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, the spinnerbait is pulling away a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful spotted bass right there. Look at that beautiful fish. I actually had a little bit of like grass on my blade and I was really like ripping it, and man, pretty fish right there. 2 for the spinnerbait. Man, nice one. Probably a 2-pounder, easy, maybe 2 1/4. Nice fish. Thank you, bud. All right, spinnerbait versus chatterbait. Right now, the spinnerbait is in the lead. All right, let's keep it going. Just right here on the front of this dock right here. And like I said, I was just, y'all could see, I was like snapping my rod tip trying to get that thing to run right, and man, that fish absolutely crushed it. Good deal. All right, so we got 1 more minute with the spinnerbait, and then we're going to pick that chatterbait up and throw that around. See if we can get bit on that. It's definitely falling behind with the spinnerbait putting 2 really nice fish in the boat. Solid, close to 2-pound class largemouth, and then a 2 to 2 1/4 pound spotted bass. So definitely, ooh, there was several little bass just followed it right then. But this is the last cast with the spinnerbait. But yeah, the spinnerbait has definitely attracted the bigger fish to bite so far. So we're gonna pick up that old chatterbait, that old thunder cricket, and see if we can make something happen. We got some good docks right here. We're getting closer to the mouth, so this should be a pretty, oh my goodness, I just got absolutely throttled. I mean, completely knocked slack in the line. Oh my goodness, like how in the world did I not catch that fish? Whew. I mean, that fish absolutely smoked it. I hate that. I hate that for the chatterbait, because I'm gonna tell you what, you don't get hit no harder than that. Whew. That was a hard bite. All right, last cast right here for the chatterbait. I'll tell you what, the spinnerbait's gonna have one more round, and then the chatterbait is gonna finish it up. And I'm gonna tell you, man, as much as I love a chatterbait, it's hard for me to believe that we have not put a fish in the bait. We've gotten some bites, but hey, that can mean they're just biting it funny. And you know, they're just not really on the chatterbait that good, or today is a better chatterbait bite. So, oh, that was a nice brim. Just came behind this and bit the spinnerbait. I saw him. Big old bluegill come up. But we're gonna work out here on this point, throw the spinnerbait around, see if we get bit out here. Definitely should be some fish out here on this left point. The spinnerbait might be showing once again why it's king of the fall, you know? I don't know. All right, y'all, well, this is it. This is gonna be it for the chatterbait right here. My battery died in my camera, so I had to switch it out real quick. But I finished up with the spinnerbait and didn't catch, oh, there's one right there for the chatterbait. There's one on the chatterbait. Oh, there we go. There's one on the chatterbait, little spot. Yes, we did not zero on bass on the chatterbait. We had just picked it up. Nice. All right, let's keep going. That's one. That's one right there. We got one on the chatterbait. You know, this very well could be dang close to a tie. Like with the bites that I had on the chatterbait that I did not hook up on for whatever reason. But we got one. We got one on it, and we got 9 more minutes with the chatterbait. So we got enough time to get another bite. If one will bite it, we got enough time. There definitely should be a fish up here on this. Oh no, we got the head wall, I think. Dang it. Y'all, I was pumped right there. I was like, we got him. We got him. That's the first time I've gotten hung. Dang. I'm gonna get this in real quick. I want to get that, go up there to that piece of grass right there. What is this hung on? Oh, it's a stump. The very, very top of a stump. Ooh, I guess that might have been another stump, maybe. Not 100% sure. Nope, that was a fish. Bit my tail off. Dang it. Oh my goodness, I'm missing my tail off my chatterbait. A fish bit it off, and I don't even have time to put another one on. So we're gonna have to finish it up with no tail. All right, y'all, this is gonna do it. Last cast for the chatterbait. We ended up catching one on it, and I'm gonna tell you, we got a couple really good bites. A couple really good bites on it. Had one big follower that just did not eat it for whatever reason. Y'all can see that last fish bit the tail off of it. But, you know, pretty cool to come out here and do this experiment and fish with both of them, you know, basically like every 10 minutes. So the chatterbait and the spinnerbait, we're gonna turn around so we get a little bit better lighting as I talk to y'all, but really, really cool to do that. I've never done that before, comparing two very similar lures to each other. They're very similar, but they're also very much different. So pretty cool deal. But if y'all enjoyed this type of video and y'all want to see me compare some other types of lures as well, like big versus small of the same type of lure, or maybe crankbait versus spinnerbait, small frog versus big frog, things like that, be sure to let me know. I'm always looking for new ideas, and I want to film what you all want to watch. So I enjoyed filming this today, put some fish in the boat, caught some pretty nice ones. The spinnerbait was definitely today's winner, but the chatterbait will definitely have its day as well. I've caught a lot of big fish on the chatterbait. So be sure to let me know in the description or in the comments down below, you know, which one you like best. Do you like spinnerbait? You like chatterbait? You throw both? Which one do you have more success on? I'd really like to know. So I appreciate it so much. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time on Gunfish TV.